Hello, welcome to Linda's Real Deal Talk Show. Hold on to your seat. You may even need to get out your fan because we have another sizzling hot episode. Today we're going to be talking about Awaken to Connect with Others. Doesn't that sound interesting? Because I feel like I want to be awake and be able to connect with people around me. So, yes, we have a great episode in store for you today. Our guest today is Andrea Luzon. She is a wonderful parent empowerment coach. So let's give Andrea Luzon a big warm welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Linda, so much for having me here. This is so lovely.
Really appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. You're making me get, I'm so excited.
Awesome.
Because you're looking hot. I like how you're just shining, you're glowing. So I'm looking forward to getting to know you even more. I would like the audience to get to know you better too.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. It takes one to know one, right? With the beautiful blue. Yes. That is my favorite color, aqua. I love aqua. Yes. So I'm glad I somehow knew you were going to wear blue today. I decided to match.
Yes, we're on the same wavelength. So tell us a little bit about yourself so we can get to know you.
Thank you for asking. I want to give the Cliff Notes version, but I also want the audience to be able to kind of feel some of the history. So I was raised the eldest of 3 children and kind of felt like I was being molded into perfectionism and people pleasing and like get all the grades and do all the sports and achieve. And that led me to, by the time I graduated college and went out into the world on my own, it left me feeling very self-questioning. Who am I? You know, I've gotten all the grades, I've done all the studies, I even graduated college I graduated college more quickly than most, and yet I felt sort of like an alien, you know, like I did all the things, and then I was in a world that I didn't know how to relate to myself. So that led me on a globe-trotting adventure and finding myself, and felt really secure. By the end of my 20s, I was very sure of who I was and what I wanted and what I was going to create in the world. And then I came back to the Midwest. So my globe-trotting ended. I chose to end my globe-trotting and got a great job here in Kansas City and bought a house on the plaza. My dream. It was such a beautiful dream that was unfolding. And yet, right after buying the house, this lucrative job ended. And I had just also met my future husband. And I found myself in this going into this like darker place of really wanting, I couldn't quite get my sea legs back in the United States. I was like, who am I when I'm not Miss Adventure? You know, who am I when I settle down and when I build these longer term relationships? So so that led me to taking a job at a company that seemed like the perfect fit. It was top 20 Forbes company, and you know, it seemed like it had all the right things, but I realized that I was doing it to kind of fit in. Like everyone has a corporate job, I should get a corporate job. This is the dream, and I was feeling it. Every couple of years at the company, I would have sort of a little mini awakening of, you really need to go try something else and spread your wings. And I would shut it down, and I'd be like, there's health insurance. And my husband feels good about this job, and I feel like I'm fitting in the Midwest, so I'm gonna stay. And that led me to having a real dark night of the soul. My turning point, and why I'm sitting here with you today, is because it was this moment of, it's like I allowed myself to finally feel how dissatisfied I was, and it was lots of crying, like, you know, heaving and feeling physically, mentally, emotionally just drained and void and so unhappy and scared, a little bit scared, and it went on for days. And I called a friend. I did that, you know, that help me phone call. Yeah. Help me. I called a best friend and sometimes this is where I get emotional when I recap this, but I knew that she wouldn't let me slide back into just going with the flow and pleasing everyone else. She would maybe slap me around a little bit. And she did. She insisted that I start traveling to California and start studying spiritual psychology at a university in California. And I thought she was crazy. And then as I sat with that and really checked in with myself, I realized that was I just going to keep having these mini awakenings every couple of years and then just stuff all my feelings again and keep going? So I followed her advice. So flying out to California, doing these deep inward experiences, really getting underneath, why was I giving all my power away to what everyone around me, what I thought everyone around me wanted? So I studied that, and then she guided me again to study leadership, to study personal transformation, leadership, immersion work, shadow work, and that led me to studying energy healing. So a quantum healing modality called Reconnective Healing. It's a hands-off energy healing modality. Lots of people have heard of Reiki or Qigong. Those are a little bit more common. So this is a different quantum healing modality. And then as I started flexing into offering these energy healing appointments, I realized that people were coming to me for symptoms, like my back hurts, or I'm depressed, or I hate my mother, or there were all these external situations, but I realized that if I could support them in going a little deeper than an energy tune-up, sort of like a massage for your body. This is like a massage for your energy. What if I could support them in like looking at what are the beliefs and patterns and behaviors that are perpetuating the symptom that keeps showing up? Like, where is this discomfort for your family member coming from? You know, is there a belief or a trauma or something underneath that? So that is when I flexed from energy healer to coaching and really wanting to support people in more of the inward journey so that the external life wasn't feeling so upsetting to them any longer. And here I sit with you now.
Loved it.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thanks for hearing me.
So that's part of our topic today is awakening.
Yeah.
So you explained a little bit about your journey of becoming awakening. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Yes. How can someone become awakened? What's that process look like?
Yeah. Well, I know that we had spoken earlier. What is a benefit of becoming awakened? Yeah. And I was sitting with that question that we had discussed previously, and the best way to describe being awakened is the feeling that you get when your inside experience is mirrored in your outside experience. And so what I mean by that is when I was at that job that wasn't challenging me, wasn't utilizing my skills, wasn't lighting me up, that's how I was living, was this job that had all the right things, and yet my inside experience was like, I want fun and I want joy and I want adventure and I want to connect with people, and I'm really good at that. But why is my external experience sitting at a desk, analyzing data, moving documents around in systems? It was very high analyzer, and that is not my wheelhouse. It's part of my wheelhouse, but it's not my strength. So being awakened, how do we get to that stage? For me, I want everyone to live in an awake state. That means you're waking up to your dream. You're waking up to your dream, and you're also willing to wake up to, why might I not be living that dream? So you're woke in two ways. You are dreaming again and having goals or having passion and pursuing the passion, and then you're like, well, when I don't pursue the passion, when I don't reach for my dream, why? So waking up to the dream and waking up to why you're not living your dream. And that's just the start of it. That's just what I call like your envisioning portion. Because when we go deeper, then it's like, are you really willing to do the work to let go of the blocks? And that's the crunchy part. That's the crunchy part where some people get defensive, some people chicken out and run away. Yeah. I feel like you're laughing on the inside. And then the last piece is practicing. So once you've woken up, and then once you have released some of the barriers that are in your mind and in your behaviors, then we get to practice and we get to take that leap, call that friend, ask for that promotion, have a clearing conversation with that person that's been getting under your skin, but you haven't been willing to say it. So that's that last piece. After a lot of growth, then that last piece is like, are you in action with your passion, your purpose, and your power? Where's the action piece?
Okay, help me with the action piece.
Yes.
I love what you've been telling me.
Yeah.
I would love to become more awakened. I was sitting here laughing because I'm dreaming big, because I want one day for Patrick Mahomes to be sitting right there.
Yes. Ooh, I love that you shared that with me, because now I get to hold that vision with you.
So that's what I post on TikTok, is a picture of me, holding hands with Patrick Mahomes. And then I have another video out with me standing next to, his name is, on the movie is Jerry Maguire. And
yes.
You have to see that episode.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all get to sit in this chair.
Exactly. So I'm dreaming big. I'm excited about what's possible, what can happen in the future.
Yeah.
And
I love that. And this moment right here, as you're sharing that out loud, is like you are living. So like you're dreaming, you're willing to set down anything that has been in your way in the past, like you're willing to look at it and unpack it,
yes,
work it, and then you're recording right now. You're magnetizing in more people that have, a bigger audience that can support Patrick Mahomes sitting in this chair.
Woo!
Yeah.
I love it.
So I feel like you're in that flow, like you're in that process.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. So tell us, what are some of your goals and aspirations?
I've been sitting with that lately. I would really love to support as many families on their journey of reawakening as possible. And for me, I love working with children, yes. I find that parents have such a huge influence on their children. So when I say I want to support changing as many families, or waking up as many families as possible, it's really waking up the parents, getting to look at how might they be showing up as their own parent, pros and cons,
Right.
and then how is that behavior and pattern affecting their children. My journey has been with a neurodivergent child. I have twins, and one of them struggles with ADHD. So neurodivergence is ADHD, ODD, ASD, autism spectrum disorder. And I have realized just in the last few months that I get to be more vulnerable as I step forward as a leader in sharing my journey of how has it been for me as a parent with a child having these particular struggles. And where do I get to go on my healing journey so that I'm showing up for him in the most transparent, self-loving, child-loving, life-loving way.
Right.
So I've really been leaning into, as a parent of a neurodivergent child who possibly herself could have been diagnosed with some neurodivergence as a child. I don't think it was quite as prevalent that long ago. But yeah, so how can I share more of my journey and unpack for others? How am I leaning into my relationship with my kids?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So would you like to connect with Andrea? Share with the audience how they would love to be empowered more and have energy healing to reach out to you.
Yeah. If you would like to connect on a deeper level with yourself or with your child or maybe your romantic partner, friends, coworkers, the best thing to do is simply to claim a spot on my calendar. And my website is andrealuzon.com, which is Andrea and then LUZON lindarealdealtalkshow.com, and right at the top is a book a chat button. So that is the best way to just claim that you want to talk about it.
Yes.
Claim that you want some support, you want some guidance, and you're willing to be held accountable to what you want. So my phone call to my girlfriend that day was, I'm sick of this. I'm done being upset at life. I'm done being upset at myself. I'm going to get on someone's calendar, and I might need a little tush kicking. And so I called someone who did that for me. And I invite anyone and everyone to find that person who can hold you high in that way. And sometimes that's a good tush kicking.
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
I like that tush. Are you ready for your tush kicking? All right. Book a chat with Andrea Luzon. That sounds so pretty. Is that French? Luzon?
Well, Luzon is the capital island of the Philippines. And Luz is, from the Romantic languages. Luz means light.
Light. Oh my goodness. I like that.
That's kind of fun.
Yes, you are full of light.
Thank you. That's a name passed down for 3 generations in my family now. 4. I gave my daughter that middle name as well. Yeah, so Andrea Luzon, and my daughter also has that name. And grandma and great grandma.
Oh,
yeah, a little history
beautiful.
there.
We also have something in common. I have twins.
I love
Twin girls.
I love that.
So
I
yeah.
can't wait to meet them.
No, thank you. So it's been a wonderful episode, a very enlightening episode. But feel free to reach out to Andrea Luzon. But in conclusion, we would like for you to share with the audience some encouraging words.
I'm realizing that a lot of times what causes upset is just simply not checking in with ourselves. So for some people that looks like self-care. Maybe that's a walk in nature. Maybe that's finally booking that therapist that you've been meaning to book. For others, it's a meditation practice or a journaling practice, but something that allows you the space to check in with yourself. And then you're allowing yourself to be more aware of that woke state. What am I journaling about lately? What makes my heart sing? What lights me up? So self-care, but really time for you to just check in with you. That's really my number one recommendation.
I love it. So definitely check in with yourself and check out Andrea. But in the meantime, I want you to know that you are special, that you are not alone, you are very valuable. You are precious in His sight. And I want to say thank you so very much for joining Linda's Real Deal Talk Show. Stay tuned for some more sizzling episodes. But in the meantime, stay real.
With attention spans these days, I'm like, man, 10 to 15 minutes is a good amount.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, did we go way
Oh,
over?
no.
I hope we weren't too bad. Good.
I think it's just right. Perfect.
Great. That was so fun. And I'm so glad you shared